Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Professor Gilson, and on behalf of all authors, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to present our work that's entitled Knowledge Exchange and Skill Development Case Study. The outline of this presentation is divided as shown, but we have three main topics: the introduction, background, and motivation. That's a first topic. The second topic, the purpose and methodology that we've implemented in our work, and the last one, that is results and conclusion about what we achieved in our work. The main objective of our work is to develop complementary activities by means of extension project, and as a contribution of our work to education process, we see that the project has achieved a significant opportunity in addition to those technical and scientific opportunities that we also developed during the class. So to develop of this, the motivation is basically the desire to require the profile of engineer and graduate students. This profile comes from the guidelines for national engineering courses in Brazil. As listed here, we have the generalistic and humanistic formation for our students because they will face social problems or develop technology to face and solve social problems. The second is the critical thinking and reflexive background formation, so they can not just absorb technology from other countries, but they develop the technology here too. The professional must be capable of comprehending new technology and also develop new technology. The stimulating his critical thinking, creative hold in identifying and solving a social problem or a local problem or even a broad problems. They must bear in mind the role in our society as a political, economic, social, environment, ethical, and cultural aspect, not just as engineer exactly, but they have an important problem in our society. As I mentioned, all of these required and desired skills come from the curricular guidelines for engineering courses of the Brazilian Ministry of Education that has a new challenge for all engineering courses. And we do know as a professional and professors that the traditional techniques and traditional strategy can help us solve and achieve all these required skills. So we use the active learning process where the student acts as a protagonist to improve and achieve all these characteristics and all desired skills. So we divide our project in three main extension projects to achieve, where the students will deal with a variety of situations and contexts and also different works and different problems. The first project is an extension project where the student as a protagonist get in touch to engineers and ex-students to understand and know about the new challenges in engineering and what they will face when they become an engineer. So when they interview several engineers, they promote as a result a podcast that has been broadcast in the university for new students and for the final year students. So with this project, they get in touch with the professionals and bring all this knowledge into the university and spread it for all those friends and also new students that will come from the preparatory course. So they motivate new students and of course the students that are doing the course. The second extension project, we develop the didactic training in our students. So they act as a teacher in preparatory class for ENEM. ENEM is the Brazilian national exam to promote access to state universities in Brazil. So they have developed the activity to teach, not just to learn, as they also always practice during the class. In the third project, we developed the activity. We developed in the student the ability to speak, listen, reading, and write in English, but focusing on engineering problems. So we prepare them to work not just in Brazil, as it usually has been done, but also to work abroad in companies from different countries that can speak in English. So how we measure the achievements that we can get from this all three projects? We implement questionnaires and reports where the students give us their perception, so we can understand the influence of this project in many students in our university. As the result of these reports and questionnaires, we have heard that the technical and complementary knowledge have improved. They also improved the oral and written communication, not just in Portuguese but in English, as we promote in the last project. They work in team, that's very important for engineers as a professional. They become more decision making and problem solving and global awareness raising, so they can see through the engineer what's the problem that comes from the society and all the environment that they are playing an important role. They should be able to scheduling and teaching plans, making scheduling and teaching plans so they can arrange a class in the future if they want to become a professor, and also promoting and marketing all the development activities, so they can understand that all the activities of engineers must be promoted to the society. The execution and evaluation of this project has been done most part by the students, so they can be a leader in the future. The presentation of new proposals for improvements in the future projects comes from the students that get more motivated during the course, so they bring us new and different extension project proposals to be developed in the future. As conclusion of this, we do understand as professionals that engineers must keep updated about technologies and of course our political and economic problems that we are facing in our society. And we could improve all this the way to think about this project with these three projects. Of course, all of this could be possible based on the implementation of different activities, these extracurricular activities that have been able through these three projects. As a result, the main result, the students involved in these three projects have improved their grades that now are better than before. The professional performance in the market will have been improved since they can deal with problems in English and also in Portuguese, and they know a different ways to face a problem, and they do understand the new challenges that are present in engineering nowadays. And we could achieve all the national guidelines, and of course they can work in national and international scenarios too. This is our reference. The first one is from the Ministry of Education, where we based our motivation for this work. And all the authors would like to thank you again for this opportunity.